Hi there, my name is Herb Mansavage, and this is my weather observation for a Palmer Hay Flats of Wasilla, Alaska. My actual location is on Fairview Loop of Wasilla and off of on a side road along 101 West Bradsong Street. We live on the bluff, and it gives me an opportunity to see all the weather from a very vast view. This picture that we're looking at right here is actually a pretty close view. I plan to get just a screencast video of my location for next week. But I'll go through my location relative to the rest of the state and my weather observations for January 26, 2013. This is the location of my weather observation site as particular to my house. Right here is where the marker is placed, is where the observations are taking place. From this you can see that the latitude is 61.53 degrees and the longitude is 149.45 degrees. This is my location from the greater Wasilla area. From here, as you can see, it borders the bluff, allowing the weather viewing from the ocean all the way back to the Knik Glacier, and then even some views from coming off the Matanuska Glacier. This observation site is unique because I've lived here for the past, well, not the whole entire time, but for the past 12 to 13 years, and it's been interesting to see the differences in weather that's taken place. Seems permanent, not permanently, but for a while, and that one of the biggest ones that we've seen is higher winds coming into the greater area of Wasilla off of the glaciers, while they used to just seem to cross across the Chugach Mountains and go down to the ocean. This is something that I'll be definitely taking note of in the rest of the screencasts. This is a view from the south central area location. As you can see, it's pretty centered between from the beginning of the Cook Inlet all the way down to the greater area of the Prince William Sound and north towards Denali National Park. This area seems to be a consistent weather basis for the entire area, with more snowfall in the eastern areas. This obviously shows the relative location to the entire state. As you can see, it's located in the south central region of Alaska, with in the tributaries of a bunch of rivers, the Big Susitna, the Matanuska, and the Knik River, to be specific. Again, like I said before, the glacier weather differences makes some pretty increment changes to the weather, it seems, with weather patterns coming off of the glaciers and coming from the north as well. So this is my overview of the worksheet of my weather observations for the week. What happened was I didn't get my lab materials in time, so I had to use just the National Weather Service for my barometric pressure, and obviously I wouldn't know the uncalibrated and calibrated pressures. So for those, they are unknown. But for the barometric pressure for the indoors, considering we keep a lot of windows open generally, I was gonna consider it very close to atmosphere. So with that being 1,022 millibars and 30.04 inches mercury. The temperature inside was 68 degrees on the downstairs, and I took it on the upstairs and it was 69 generally. That's about right. And then I took another thermometer as well, just in an isolated room with the door closed, and that was 68 degrees Fahrenheit as well, with 20 degrees Celsius respectful. The magnetic declination for Wasilla is 18 degrees. The uncorrected compass direction from my observation site is 126 degrees southeast. So with the corrected compass direction from the magnetic declination, that would give you 144 degrees southeast for true north. Again, because I didn't have my lab materials, I was just using a nicer digital thermometer. What I did in this case, because I didn't have the left and right probes and such, I was able to take different temperatures and different small locations around the observation site. I obviously didn't go too far, but kept it within 100 yards and tried to find areas that didn't maybe get as much wind or the shade as well, and not direct sunlight. But so as you can see, there's not much difference, although I did find the -5 degrees Fahrenheit for the minimum on the left hand side thermometer, left hand side being of the observation site, being a little warmer, and that was not due to actual direct sunlight, but it seemed to be a warmer little area. Again, the temperatures seemed to reflect the initial reading from both sides of the observation site, which was generally around -7 degrees Fahrenheit or -22 degrees Celsius. The barometric pressure, according to the National Weather Service, was 1,022 millibars or 30.04 inches mercury. The wind lately for January 26, 2013 was a Beaufort scale of number 2 with a wind mile per hour of 5 from the west. The sky cover was absolutely 0. It was actually kind of weird. I kind of paid attention to it the rest of the day because I figured no one would believe me that there wasn't a cloud in the sky for the entire time of my observation, but it was complete blue skies. It was actually a beautiful day. So there was no cloud cover. The cloud types, there was no type even in sight. And as I explained earlier from my location, I can see I should have wrote down how many miles I can see from my distance, but it's at least 50 miles in some locations. So to see no clouds, especially looking over the ocean, was pretty incredible. Precipitation obviously was then none. No precipitation. There was fog earlier that morning due to the cold weather. But other than that, this is going to wrap up my observation for the weather of January 26, 2013. Obviously, I'll have my lab equipment by next week, and I'll be able to give much more detailed information. But this was able to give me an idea of where and what to explain and show for the rest of the semester. Alright, thanks.